Melton. Here. Pauls.
Here.
Thompson.
Here.
Gurnett.
Here.
Mr. President.
Here. Please rise for the pledge and the invocation by Councilman Gary Gurnett.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lord, we pray with joy and thankfulness for your mercy to us as we begin our earthly work. Amen.
City Clerk certifies publication on the Daily Record on September 27th. Notice for a pre-council and regular City Council meeting October 1st, 2013. A current copy of the Open Meetings Act is posted in a white binder on the east wall of the legislative chambers.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Omaha City Council. This meeting is conducted in public and by law may only address the topics listed on the published agenda. The council will hear testimony but will not engage in debate of issues with the public at this meeting. During testimony, it's not appropriate to applaud or convey disapproval. These actions only detract from the formal decorum of the meeting. At this time, please turn off or mute any electronic device.
Resolutions. Item number 5, resolution that the City Council hereby declares the month of October as Cybersecurity Awareness Month and encourages all residents to visit the website mentioned herein to learn more about cybersecurity.
Public hearing on item number 5 is today. Any proponents, please?
Yes, my name is Randy Bennock. I am the City IT Coordinator, and I am here today to ask for your consideration for this resolution, which will declare October Cyber Awareness Month. We have various activities that will be planned over the course of the month, of which you see some posters that were distributed actually here today as well. If there are any questions, I am here in collaboration with .com Security Advisor Greg Anderson to answer any questions that you may have.
Thank you. Any other proponents? Are there any opponents? Seeing none, public hearing is closed. I'll just say thank you for being here and for this resolution. I know we did this jointly with the county, and we're working together to provide to recognize the month nationwide and here in Omaha, then also to provide services to city and county employees and ongoing training too. So thanks for your efforts to do that.
You're welcome.
Second.
Roll call.
Gray?
Yes.
Jerem?
Yes.
Melton?
Yes.
Pauls?
Yes.
Thompson?
Yes.
Gurnett?
Yes.
Mr. President.
Yes.
Adopted 7-0. Zoning ordinance on final reading planning board attachments. Item number 6, ordinance to rezone property located northwest of 156th Street and Butler Avenue from DR and R6 to DR Development Reserve District. 7 is ordinance to rezone to R6 Low Density Multifamily Residential District. A, planning board and planning department recommend approval. 8 is ordinance to approve a planned unit development overlay district. A, planning board and planning department recommend approval. 9 is resolution that the replat transmitted herewith entitled The Villas of Omaha at Butler Ridge is hereby approved. A, planning board and planning department recommend approval. And 10 is the resolution the subdivision agreement is hereby approved.
Public hearings on items 6 through 10 are today. Any proponents? Mr. Jobin.
Yes, Mr. President, members of the council, Larry Jobin, 11440 West Center Road, appearing on behalf of the applicant. With me today also is Jeff Lake of Olson Associates, the consulting engineers on this project. Simply here to answer any questions that you might have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any other proponents? Seeing none, any opponents? Public hearings closed.
Motion approved.
Roll call.
Gray?
Yes.
Jerem?
Yes.
Melton?
Yes.
Pauls? Thompson? Gurnett? Mr. President.
Yes.
They're all passed 7-0. Pursuant to City Council Rule 7H, due to no meeting being held October 15th, agenda items number 11 through 13 shall be laid over 3 weeks to October 22nd for publication and public hearing. Liquor, item number 14, Homely Dan's, 3121 North 108th Street, Class I liquor license, new application, old location.
Public hearing on item number 14 is today. Proponents, please.
Dave Bratton.
And your address too, please.
Homely Dan's at 108th and Maple.
Great. Thank you. Are there any other proponents today? Seeing none, any opponents? Public hearing's closed.
Second.
Roll call.
Gray?
Yes.
Jerem?
No.
Melton?
Yes.
Pauls? Thompson?
Yes.
Gurnett?
Yes.
Mr. President?
Yes.
It is granted 6-1. Item number 15, Chicago Dog House, 3113 North 108th Street. Request permission for a change of location of the present on-sale beer license to a location at 3157 Farnham Street, Suites 7113 through 7115.
Public hearing on item number 15 is today. Proponents, Mr. Green.
John Green, representing the proponent, Rias Inc., whose president, Kelly Keegan, is here. This is going to be at Midtown Crossing. There was a hamburger place there before. It's 93 feet from the Unitarian Church. The Unitarians have no objection. They're just happy to be a part of Midtown Crossing, and a good dog needs a good beer. So I'm here for any questions if you have any.
Thank you. Are there any other proponents today? Seeing none, any opponents? Public hearing is closed.
Motion approved, subject to the church getting notice of the hearing.
Second.
Roll call.
Gray?
Yes.
Jerem?
Yes.
Milton?
Yes.
Pauls?
Yes.
Thompson?
Yes.
Gurnett?
Yes.
Mr. President?
Yes.
It's approved 7-0, subject to the church rule. Item number 16 and 17 together. They are both resolutions granting Big Red Kino approval to operate a satellite at 13th Street Brick House, 2202 South 13th Street, and at the Good Life Sports Bar and Grill, 1203 South 180th Street.
Public hearings on items number 16 and 17 are today. Proponents, please.
Yes, Mr. President, members of the council, my name is Katrina Coffey. I'm Vice President of Marketing for Big Red Kino. We're located at 11248 John Galt Boulevard, and we'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you. Any other proponents today? Seeing none, any opponents? Public hearing is closed.
Motion approved.
Roll call.
Gray?
Yes.
Jerem? Milton?
Yes.
Pauls?
Yes.
Thompson?
Yes.
Gurnett?
Yes.
Mr. President?
Yes.
Jerem passed the second time for a potential conflict of interest. It is adopted 6-0-1 passing.
Okay, thank you.
Consent agenda. Any member of the City Council may cause an item placed on the consent agenda to be removed. Items removed consent agenda shall be taken up by City Council immediately following the consent agenda in the order in which they were removed unless otherwise provided by City Council Rules of Order.
The public hearings on agenda items number 18 through 32 are today. If you wish to address the City Council regarding these items, please come to the microphone, indicate the agenda item number you wish to address, identify yourself by name, address, and who you represent, and if you are a proponent or an opponent. Seeing none, public hearing is closed.
Motion approved.
Roll call.
Gray?
Yes.
Jerem?
Yes.
Milton?
Yes.
Pauls? Thompson?
Yes.
Gurnett? Mr. President?
Yes.
It's adopted. They're all adopted 7-0. We'll now bring up item number 43, which is a resolution on the supplement. It's a resolution that the appointment of the members of the Charter Study Convention created and established by ordinance number 39785 is hereby approved.
Public hearing on item number 43 is today. Are there any proponents? Seeing none, any opponents? Public hearing is closed.
Motion approved.
Second.
Roll call.
Gray?
Yes.
Jerem?
Yes.
Milton?
Yes.
Pauls? Thompson?
Yes.
Gurnett? Mr. President?
Yes.
Adopted 7-0. Ordinance on final reading, item number 33, ordinance approving a redevelopment tax and financing loan agreement between the city and Integrated Realty Resources, also known as the Nottingham, to implement the Nottingham at Griffith Park tax and financing redevelopment project located at 3304 Burt Street. We have an amendment.
Public hearing was held on September 24th.
Move the amendment.
Roll call.
Gray?
Yes.
Jerem?
Yes.
Milton?
Yes.
Pauls? Thompson?
Yes.
Gurnett?
Yes.
Mr. President?
Yes.
As amended.
Second. Roll call.
Gray?
Yes.
Jerem?
Yes.
Milton?
Yes.
Pauls? Thompson?
Yes.
Gurnett? Mr. President?
Yes.
Adopted, or it's passed as amended 7-0. Resolution, item number 34, resolution that the appointment to serve on as members of the Board of Directors of the City of Omaha Cable Television Access Corporation for terms commencing on October 3rd is hereby confirmed.
Public hearing on item number 34 is today. Before we get started with the public hearing, I know there's a number of folks I think intend to speak to this today, which is fine, and we appreciate your input. Just want to clarify up front, because I know there's been a lot of conversation about the operations of this entity going forward. But that's not the topic of conversation today on this item. This item is directly related to the appointments of that board, who then operates under those assumptions and creates those assumptions, who would then and you'd have the opportunity to speak with them about actual operations and or time frames that may be of concern, and I know have been a topic of conversation over the last few weeks. So with that clarification, we'll start public hearing today. Any proponents for number 34? Are there any proponents that want to speak today? Anybody in favor? Okay, thank you. Any opponents that want to speak today, please come down.
Good afternoon, Reverend Portia Cabot, pastor of Clare Memorial United Methodist Church, 5544 Ames Avenue. I come standing to ask for those persons that are named, wanted to know the diversity of the board as well as who is representing District 2.
Okay, thank you. I'm sure we can have that conversation here in a minute. Any other opponents that want to speak?
Yes, Pastor Woods, 5402 Grand Avenue, Omaha, Nebraska. I was speaking on behalf of the group that's concerning the notification. We wasn't notified as to this meeting, nor was we notified as the meeting of October 3rd that's coming up. Before then, we didn't have any information on any of those. So what I'm proposing is that we have a delay, and then we come back at a later date to address the concerns of the churches.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other opponents today that want to speak? Seeing none, public hearing's closed.
Second.
Mr. Gray.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. To answer the question about, there are 5 current members. There are none that I have picked or have talked to yet about District 2. We still have 2 open seats. One is in District 2. I don't remember where the other one is. But in District 2, I haven't made an appointment yet. But we're looking at doing that fairly quickly. Yeah, but they're citywide. And the other thing is they're citywide too. But I haven't had a chance. I haven't picked anyone yet. Sure, you can respond.
Are you open for recommendations from the community?
I'm always open for
and
recommendations.
Especially from the faith-based community. Yes. Since we are on Sunday, we would like to have some say or some representation on the board.
Yeah, and in fact, one of the clergy groups have already made a recommendation.
Okay.
I just want to hear from a few others before we go ahead and move on.
Well, I'll look for more, but I was told of that one recommendation that was given to you, but wanted to make sure. And I also noticed that there were no females on that board also, so even though you only left 2 slots open, they need to make sure that that board is diverse. I don't know all of the people that are listed, but it should reflect the city of Omaha as well as those that watch Channel 22.
I will endeavor to do that, but the pick that the clergy members had talked to me about is neither of those, as you probably well know. So,
right. Okay, so that's one, but I can talk to that one, but then there's that other seat, and you're not sure which district is still open, but it still needs to have someone that is of the female persuasion.
It is citywide, but I do agree with you that there ought to be a female on that committee. So we're working on that. We still got 2 slots we have to fill.
I appreciate District 2 being great speaking, but want to make sure that the whole city council do understand the concerns of this community person. Thank you.
Thank you.
There's a motion and a second. I'm sorry, just one. Did you want to come down just for a second? I'll just ask you a question. What's your question?
My question is there a minister that's on the board?
Is there what?
A minister on the board?
Not yet.
Okay, I have a suggestion then. That's what I want to know.
Okay. Oh, so I'm sorry. You need to give your name and address again. I'm sorry, for the record.
Pastor Woods, People's Mission. I'm representing People's Mission, Missionary Baptist Church. My address is 5402 Grand Avenue, Omaha, Nebraska. Thank you.
Yes, I'm done. Thank you.
And Mr. Clerk, to Pastor Woods' initial question about notifications of public meetings going forward, that will occur with this new body, right?
Yes.
And how do those meetings get, how's the public get notified of those meetings?
Yeah, I believe they get publicized on the City of Omaha website.
Okay. And do they have a date for the first meeting, do we know, or is there?
According to Dean, it's October 22nd at 4 p.m.
In this chamber, right?
In this chamber.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Thompson.
Yes, I'd like to go on record as saying that I support the community's call for diversity on the committee, and I think it's an important thing, especially since the underserved population in town is a heavy user of this particular medium. And then there was someone who made their way down. Ma'am, did you need to say something?
Yes.
Give me your, I'm right over here.
Joan Costello.
Give me your name and your address.
Joan Costello, 1936 South 62nd Street.
And if you make it short, I'll allow you to speak. Go ahead.
Well, I have a question. Are you accepting names now?
Not at this point, but you could start anytime after this meeting. You can start forwarding those names.
All right. Well, I guess maybe, I'm sorry?
To the city clerk.
Mr. Brown, right here, standing up.
Yes.
That's who you forward the name to.
All right. Well, I guess I'd also like to reiterate what this other lady said, that I think there should be more women on that board.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That's all.
Agreed. And the process is that when the city clerk receives names, as suggested, then the city council's law committee considers those names, and we'll make those appointments. And I think we all agree that we need to keep your comments in mind when we do that. Thank you. There's a motion and a second. Roll call.
Before we go to the roll call, the date is October 21st, not 22nd. Monday is the 21st. There you go.
So Monday, October 21st.
4 p.m.
4 p.m. in this chambers. This is the first meeting. Thank you.
Yeah, well, it's on TV right now because this is broadcast and will be rebroadcast. Gray?
Yes.
Jerem?
Yes.
Milton?
Yes.
Pauls?
Yes.
Thompson?
Yes.
Gurnett?
Yes.
Mr. President?
Yes.
Adopted 7-0. Pursuant to City Council Rule 7H, the third reading and public hearing on agenda items number 35 through 36 shall be held on October 22nd. Pursuant to City Council Rule 7C, the public hearing on agenda items number 37 through 41 shall be held on the second reading. And on the addendum, pursuant to City Council Rule 7H, the third reading, agenda items number 44 through 45 shall be laid over 3 weeks for publication, to October 22nd. Pursuant to City Council Rule 7H, the third reading and public hearing on agenda items number 46 through 48 shall be held on October 22nd.
Second.
Roll call.
Gray?
Yes.
Jerem?
Yes.
Milton?
Yes.
Pauls?
Yes.
Thompson?
Yes.
Gurnett?
Yes.
Mr. President.
Yes. Thank you.